Deanna here, and thanks so much for being here. So today's video is a book review, and the book I'm reviewing is Tunnel of Bones by Victoria Schwab. And this book is actually a follow-up from the first in the series, which is City of Ghosts by Victoria Schwab. So I just want to say, if you have not read City of Ghosts yet, then you might want to go read that. Check out my review as well, City of Ghosts, and read that before maybe coming to Tunnel of Bones, because it would be a good idea to have some of the backstory from City of Ghosts and what Cass and her best friend Jacob encounter in City of Ghosts before continuing on in the series. So I'm just gonna put a big spoiler alert just in case, because there may be some things from City of Ghosts that are slightly touched on or kind of explained in this review. So might want to check this one out before we continue. So back to Tunnel of Bones. I'm gonna read my summary of Tunnel of Bones. So in this follow-up to Victoria Schwab's novel, City of Ghosts, we find Cassandra Blake and Jacob have traveled to Paris, France. Here the ghosts don't seem as prevalent as Edinburgh, Scotland, until Cass, Jacob, and her parents travel to the Catacombs, a series of tunnels and bones stored under the city. The Catacombs is home to 6 million dead bodies, and suddenly Cass finds herself under the attack of a particularly dangerous ghost. Can Jacob and Cass make it out of Paris unharmed? So I absolutely loved this one. This one was really fun and exciting, and I found myself completely swept up in this story, and I finished it within maybe just over a day. Like, I swear it was about 5 hours perhaps, and I finished this. I read it in 2 chunks, I believe, over 2 days, but it was like 5 hours total, and I had finished this book. It was just such a fun read, and I had such an exciting time reading this story. I also loved seeing the evolution between our main character Cass and her best friend, who is the ghost of Jacob. Like, I loved seeing that evolution of their friendship as well. I actually enjoyed this one a lot better than I enjoyed the City of Ghosts. I found that the pacing of this one was wonderfully done. The writing style was really great, just like in City of Ghosts, but I just felt like I was more swept up in this story. I think it's because we pretty much hit the ground running when we come to Tunnel of Bones. We've already got a lot of the backstory already figured out because we already learned about it in City of Ghosts. That's why I highly recommend reading City of Ghosts before coming into Tunnel of Bones, because you get a bit of more of the background story and a bit more of what kind of happened and what's going on with the City of Ghosts, whereas Tunnel of Bones, we pretty much already kind of understand what's going on. We already kind of have an understanding of where Cass fits and what's happening with her gift and how she can travel between the in-between, between the living and the dead, with stepping through the veil, and who Jacob is, and we just have a bit more of a grasp on some of those key components to really help us understand the story and just, like I said, hit the ground running and just get right into the meat of all of this already. So that just made it like that much more fun to just jump into Tunnel of Bones and just go through this adventure with Cass and Jacob. This is again a middle grade book, just like the original. We've got Cass. I'm not quite sure of Cass's age, but I'd want to pin her at about maybe 12 years old, perhaps maybe just hitting teenage years. She's right about there, but she still seems pretty young. I would say she's almost a little bit younger because her parents are a bit more concerned about like when she's left alone or things like that. So I would say that she is a little bit younger, and she's probably right in that middle grade kind of age, and that's why it's a middle grade book. And it's also just written like a middle grade book. Like, it's very, like, especially in the copy that I have, a bit larger of print, and just a bit quicker of a story, reminding me of kind of those middle grade. And this one we also have the nice little map of Paris, France, with all the different locations that Cass and Jacob traveled to on their adventures around Paris. So that is very similar to City of Ghosts, where we're also getting a nice little map as well, which is fun. This book is broken into chunks as well, like different parts. Like got part 2 and then part 3, etc., as it goes through different little chunks throughout this story. And it's just a really quick and fun read, and has that middle grade element to it, but also a bit of that spookiness and a little bit of mystery and suspense and all of that funness wrapped up in this story. And as I mentioned, the friendship between Cass and Jacob is very prevalent in this book. It's going very strong in a lot of ways, but there's also a bit of question surrounding it too, because we were warned in City of Ghosts just about how Jacob is becoming more powerful and things like that. So Cass is always kind of like looking at Jacob of like, what's going on with Jacob? Is he okay? And there's a bit of mystery surrounding Jacob here, and I think that just really drives their friendship forward more, and really we have that bit of question mark around their friendship, but they still love each other and care about each other so much that they obviously want each other safe. So we have that bit of that odds here and there, and also that overwhelming urge to try to keep each other safe as well. So that was interesting to see their friendship dynamic kind of built upon even more. Now in City of Ghosts, Jacob, Cass, and Lara all helped fight the Raven in Red. In this one, Lara's not with them, so they only are able to really communicate with her long distance, as she is not in France with them. Which I found that interesting too, because we don't really have Lara right there to save the day. So it's like, how are Cass and Jacob going to make sure that they're getting out of this with just the two of them? And we also have, essentially in the first one, we had the three of them all defeat the Raven in Red. And the Raven in Red was definitely a creepy, like, just like, ooh, kind of character. She was definitely had that creepy element. She was definitely spooky. She was vengeful. She just had like a lot to that ghost character. And so they fought her, they defeated her, and now they're encountering a new type of ghost that is different than Raven in Red, of course, but maybe might even be even more dangerous in some ways because of how it affects others as well. So there's definitely a bit of like, almost we've ramped up the stakes a little bit more in this book in regards to the type of ghost and like what the ghost is doing and how the ghost is going to affect others. So that was really interesting. I also really loved kind of some more, again, of a bit of the history that was sprinkled throughout. I think it was less so in this one than even the first one, but it was still little bit of elements of Paris and the beautiful city and the mystery and like the ancientness that surrounds the city of Paris. So yeah, I definitely rated this one 5 out of 5. If you watched my last video, I did kind of say like City of Ghosts, I had rated that one like a 4 out of 5, leaning more actually like 4.5 out of 5. And I did talk about how there's a lot of big questions that were unanswered and just a lot of things that maybe I wanted answered to like bump it up to a 5, and I think some of that was answered in here. Not all, maybe we still got a bit of mystery going on, but I think this one just had so many fun elements. It had so much of just like a fast-paced, quick story that for me it was just a 5 out of 5. I absolutely found this one absolutely delightful. I loved the characters, I loved Jacob, I love Cass. Like, it was just a wonderful story. Plus I love the new friend that they meet that helps them in this book as well. Like, all in all, just really great story, and I really enjoyed it. I'm actually bummed that I don't have the next one in the installment. I do not have Bridge of Souls, I believe, is the third one, and I don't have that one, so I'm really kind of bummed. I'm gonna have to get my hands on that one as soon as possible so that I can continue the most wonderful journeys and ghost huntings of Cass and Jacob. So overall, 5 out of 5, definitely recommend this one. It was a fun read, good ghost story, good spooky delight, and I absolutely enjoyed it. So check it out if you're interested. Tunnel of Bones by Victoria Schwab. So that's going to be it for me. I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, give it a like. I appreciate it. Subscribe, all that fun stuff. Also, if you are interested, I'll leave the blog posts below in the description where I did write out a written review as well on my blog. So I thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, night, evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are. Thank you so much for being here. Take care of yourself, and you will see me next time. Bye!